Before you get into the real estate market, get clarity, perspective, and the information you need.
I've been listening to you, and I love your show.
Right here with broker owner Dan Gemus, host of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.
Okay, welcome back to the show, broadcasting live from downtown Amherstburg, outside today in front of our office and the Richmond Popcorn Company, which reminds me we have the contest. We're going to give away the gift card for $50 here right now. Actually, let me go to that screen. Let me press the magic button here, and today's winner is, one sec here, come on screen. Technology live on the air. Ron Belair. Ron, congratulations. You are the winner of the Richmond Popcorn Company gift card. $50. So there you go. So the producers will be in touch and tell you how you can collect your gift card for the Richmond Popcorn Company. Now, Ron Bondi from the Super Mortgage team with us today, along with Lisa Ciparoni. And Ron, you had your segment in the last half hour, in the last segment, but now we've got some listener questions that are coming in.
Perfect.
So let's get some of them, if you don't mind. So, Mike in Windsor, with the danger of interest rates going up again, would it be wise to go with a fixed rate mortgage or a short term, like 3 years?
So this is a hot topic. Now,
yes, it is.
Hot.
Throw it at you.
Yeah.
Throw it at you fast. There you go.
So 3 year short term is always going to be higher than a 5 year. So if client is okay with paying the extra higher payment on the shorter term, take that payment, put it on the 5 year term at a lower interest rate.
Yes.
And at that point, after the 3 years, your interest rate would have to be in the 1% in order for you to break even.
Okay.
So it won't be 1%.
No, of course not.
So after 5 years, you're going to make out way better. Your
return will be much better.
And even after 3 years, you're going to be paying down your principal to the tune of about $10,000 more off your principal by just taking the 5 year and paying the 3 year payments.
Payment. Nice. Look what a clever way to.
That's very creative.
Little quick tip. Come see me.
Come see me. So I guess on that same topic, though, the big question that we always get asked, I'm sure you do as well, is fixed versus variable. So, obviously a couple of years ago was a different story, but in today's world, what would you say?
In an environment where rates are going up, we never recommend variable.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately the environment we're in right now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that.
I know. So for those listening who haven't been kind of in the market, they've been locked for a while, what is your average 5 year rate right now? Are we in the mid fives? Is that where we're kind of sitting?
So the average insured rate is around 5.5-ish.
Okay.
And then the conventional rates are in the sixes.
And variable, you're sitting at
variable depends on what your discount is.
Yes.
But the bank rate is 7.2. So if you're minus 0.9, then you're 6.3. But if you're minus 0.5, well, then you're 6.8.
Yep. Okay.
6.7.
6.7, 6.8. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next listener question: how often are appraisals happening for a mortgage approval? How often are appraisals happening for mortgage approval?
So there is always an appraisal for a mortgage approval. If you're getting a mortgage, if you're doing anything to your mortgage, you're increasing your value, you're changing lenders, anything you do with a mortgage requires an appraisal. Now, you'll hear a lot of terms like AVM or automatic value appraisal.
Yes.
So what that means is, so they run it through a system. Typically, some of them are called like Emily, and it takes what places have sold around the area with like houses and see if the value comes in close to that. If it comes in within 10%, then it automatically
gets approved. Yeah.
Approved, but that is still an appraisal. So always get
appraiser Emily is very busy.
Yes.
She is very busy. But so you have your AVM. If not, you have your drive-bys. If it does an AVM,
sure.
So if it's pretty close, let's say maybe it's 12%. So it's just out of that realm that we couldn't get the AVM. They might just want to drive by so that the appraiser will literally drive
Make sure
by
the
your
house is
house
there and
just
not
be,
falling over.
Yeah, it looks good. I can support this value.
Okay.
And then if you're a little too far off from what has sold in the area, then you get the full appraisal, and they go in and take the appraisal. Now, keynote, if it's a rental property, it's always going to be a full appraisal.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Good to know. Next listener question. Does private lending take a bigger role with a higher interest rate market?
100%. 100%. And the reason why is because it's harder for you to qualify. People are qualifying right now for a normal mortgage at 8%.
Right.
So your qualifying rate is over 8% right now. And so with a private mortgage, you're anywhere from 10% to 15%.
Sure.
But you can amortize that out further. You can amortize it over,
We see 40 years?
40 years
Yeah.
instead of 30.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more you can do to help you qualify. So and especially when rates are rising so quickly as they are, if you were approved for say 500 and then rates went up and now you can't get that 500 and you need that 500 because you're in a contract, private might be a good option to get you in until rates start going down.
Someone just texted, will the bank provide a copy of the appraisal since the borrower has to pay for it?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I totally understand, and this is a lot of people get upset about this.
Yeah.
But the lenders, so the appraisal is for the lender only, and it's for the lender's eyes only. It is not supposed to be shared with the client, unfortunately. We can answer any questions you have about it and go through it with you, but we cannot provide a copy.
I can see how people, they're paying for it. So
They're paying for
what
it,
the
yeah.
heck?
Like, why don't I get it? I paid for
I've
it.
had people complain about that before.
Yes, but it is an actual thing. The client that paid for it does not actually get the appraisal
a
because
shame.
it is for the bank only.
Well, like that answer. Sorry.
Good question, though.
That's a fantastic question. Yeah. And we had one question. We're out of time, though. I don't know if you can answer it in about 1 minute, Ron, but how does financing work for a vacation home?
So the same as your own home, you got to qualify with your numbers, TDS and GDS, and if you're at the max with your normal home, you definitely won't be able to afford a vacation.
Down payment typically required for a vacation or a second home? 20
as low as 5%.
As low as 5%? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what if the home is outside of the country? What if you want to buy a house in Punta Cana, in Dominican Republic, or Mexico, or?
Well, at that point, we would look at refinancing your house, your current house, pulling out the
money
money,
out.
and,
Okay.
and you buying the vacation
Property.
home
Cash. Okay. There you go. Let's all go buy some property in the Caribbean. Okay, so we're out of time. Holy moly, this hour has flown by, hasn't
It
it?
did fly by.
I want to thank Elisa Ciparoni and Ron Bondi for joining me today. Thank you
for
both.
having me.
Thanks for
Always
having
been
us.
fun. Yes, and we're going to be out here for a while longer. And thank you all for tuning in. A reminder, if you are looking to make a move, the Dan Gemus team is always happy to help. You can reach out 7 days a week, 519-566-5565, or online at dangemus.com. Ron, how does everyone get a hold of you?
You can reach me on my cell phone at 519-791-2961 or email me, ronbondi@supermortgageteam.ca.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful long weekend, and we'll see you next weekend every Saturday and Sunday from noon to 1 right here on AM800.